Reggie Fils-Aimé, legendary former president of Nintendo of America, faced a decision that would either be a monumental success or cost Nintendo millions and waste years of hard work. It was 2006, and Nintendo had to bounce back from the previous failure of the GameCube. Reggie had one gamble up his sleeve, a game that nobody had thought of before, for a console unlike anything before. The Wii is one of the most unique consoles ever made, and though it is now iconic, its launch title would be an all-or-nothing bet. Reggie knew what they had to bet on: Wii Sports. Using sports would demonstrate the Wii's unique motion controls and appeal to a wider audience than ever before. But he had a problem that he had to conquer first. He had to convince President Satoru Iwata and the creator of Mario himself, Shigeru Miyamoto, and neither were happy about the idea. How did something like Wii Sports cause a confrontation between East and West in Nintendo's high offices, and then go on to solidify the success of the Wii? That's what we're here to find out, and this begins in the distant, long-forgotten days of the early 2000s. Let's paint the picture. Satoru Iwata was recently elected as Nintendo of Japan's new president. He'd been dealt a bucket load of problems to fix, and actually did very well in the past couple of years. The Nintendo DS was a knockout. The company had been reorganized to incentivize creativity and communication, and by not trying to race Sony and Microsoft to console power, Nintendo could focus on what it did best. Now that's all well and good, but that didn't change the fact that Nintendo's GameCube couldn't compete with the PlayStation 2 or Xbox, and they still needed a big hitter for the future. So in 2005, the Wii was announced under the temporary name Revolution, and everything was banking on its success. The branding, the motion controls, and the novelty of it all. And more importantly, it was marketed for everyone. Nintendo didn't market the Wii as a game console in the regular sense, because then they'd be appealing to a market that was already saturated and interested in something else. Sony and Microsoft had the biggest appeal to hardcore gamers and fans that wanted more mechanics, more graphical power, more realism. Well, if other companies had gamers hooked in already, why wouldn't Nintendo try to capitalize on the rest of the market? The Wii could do it. Motion controls were a hit new thing, and they made sure to even make it sound separate from just a console by calling the controller the Wii Remote instead of a controller. And the Wii Remote itself was the origin of it all. The EAD division of Nintendo had been tasked with testing the controllers and finding out all of its possibilities. It pushed the hardware to the limit to see what would come out of it. Sometimes it even received prototypes in entirely different shapes and had to make the software that would test specific forms. There are also early prototypes that showed that one stage, the motion controls may have also simply just been an add-on for the GameCube. What could have been? For the Wii Remote, the possibilities were vast. Because of the shape, it was easy enough for the EAD division to think of a tennis game to test it, and then a golf game, and so on. The culmination of these ideas would eventually coalesce into a single collection. Shigeru Miyamoto was also interested in adding a health pack idea to their software. To broaden the appeal, he conceptualized the Wii as the centerpiece of a living room, something that could be turned on every single day by anyone in the family. Both fun games for the entire family and useful health reminders were developed in order to make the Wii appealing to people who wouldn't be interested in just another game console. After testing, development, and a lot of patience, all of this came together into its ultimate form: Wii Sports. A beloved novel and exciting launch title that could appeal to the entire family and showcase everything that the motion sensors of the Wii Remote were capable of. It was going to be amazing! For an extra $60 anyway. Did you know that it was almost sold entirely separate from the console itself? By the way, if party games are your thing, Which Way Up Galaxy Games is a brand new party game announced for the Nintendo Switch, coming in early 2025. Think of Super Mario Galaxy was a 2D party game. They'll also have a Kickstarter happening in late September in an effort to add online support, additional platforms, and more. Be sure to click the link in the description to learn more, and thank you to Total Flip Studios for sponsoring this video. Most places in the world remember the Wii being bundled together with a copy of Wii Sports, which was an absolutely massive contributor to its popularity because it allowed consumers to immediately understand what was so special about the Wii. But hindsight is 2020. The executives at Nintendo were not keen on making it that easy back then. The idea of bundling Wii Sports together with the console came from dear old Reggie Fils-Aimé, ex-president and director of Nintendo of America. He could smell the possibility in the air and pushed for the bundle idea. but it wasn't very well received. And I don't mean by faceless executives either. I advocated packing Wii Sports with the Wii so that every consumer would get access to this great content. After I made the suggestion, Mr. Iwata paused long enough for me to notice the faint buzz of the incandescent lighting in his office and get uncomfortable. "Reggie," Mr. Iwata said, "Nintendo doesn't give away precious content for free. Suffice to say, it is quite terrifying to have the big man of the entire company answer a suggestion like that." But Reggie kept pushing for it. The Wii was extremely unique compared to everything else, and its mission was to really bring gaming into the wide market. It would need a great incentive to get off the ground. Of course, he had to convince both Satoru Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto as the head of all game development, and neither were happy with the idea. He was making progress though. A little while later in the meeting, they made the counter-offer to pack in the minigame-focused Wii Play software rather than Wii Sports. But Reggie knew it would not be enough. "Mr. Miyamoto, these individual minigames are fun, and they make excellent use of the Wii Remote," I said. "However, this doesn't feel to be the same complete experience that Wii Sports is. I don't feel including this would have the same impact as including Wii Sports. In fact, I have a different idea. Maybe instead of including this with the Wii hardware, we should take this minigame collection and include it with a Wii Remote to encourage additional sales of this accessory." The room was quiet for at least 15 seconds. So in one fell swoop, Reggie had rejected a compromise idea from the two biggest names of the company, while also trying to push another bundle idea, which had already not gone over well. Talk about bold moves. But in a surprise turn of events, someone sprung up as an ally in that meeting. Mike Fukuda, Executive Vice President of Nintendo. He agreed with Reggie's points and doubled down on it, giving voice from both the American and Japanese divisions of the company. A heartwarming story, but it did not go over well with Miyamoto. Mike and I were trying to get agreement to two different bundles, and the world's best game designer was not happy. The ever-present smile and impish squint of Mr. Miyamoto's eyes were gone. Neither of you understands the challenges of creating software that people love to play. This is something we constantly push for ourselves. We do not give away our software. They didn't gain permission to proceed with the bundle at the meeting, nor for many more that were to come. However, the insistence from both sides began to reach Satoru Iwata. The president mulled it over, considering the differences between the Japanese and Western markets, and the company held its breath as the launch day approached. And then finally, both Satoru Iwata and Shigeru Miyamoto caved in, agreeing to the idea of bundling Wii Sports and Wii Play. And in an absolute knockout performance, Reggie and Fukuda's ideas were proven correct. The Wii was a massive success, and in particular, Wii Sports all but shaped the gaming market on release. Sales were through the roof at the time. Wii Sports became the best-selling Nintendo game, and to this day is considered to be the highest-selling console exclusive of all time. Not bad for what they called giving away free software. Those that were there to remember it, and Wii Sports left a legacy. It accomplished exactly what it set out to do: appeal to a wide audience and attract many people to the gaming market and Nintendo's software. Although it was a simple concept now, remember, this road is well paved only because Wii Sports paved it all those years ago. Were you there when the Wii first released? Do you remember playing Wii Sports with your family, or introducing it to someone that had never tried video games before? Like, subscribe, leave a comment to let us know. We have many more videos in the works, so look forward to the next one. And as always, thank you so much for watching.